Dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. I'm live. Duncan doesn't know it. But don't worry, I won't tell him. This is we're just gonna have a little preamble for a few seconds while I'm waiting for Duncan to settle himself down. He's just cleaning up, tidying up there, doing the things that we modern men do, which is all well and good. Welcome to what is, in essence, we're going to do a series of these. This is what we're going to call Game Quest, and it's going to be us looking at games that we know are coming to Amazon Luna. Hello, Duncan.
Hi, Rokk the Troll.
I thought I'd take some time there just to say hello to folks while you were preening and cleaning, which is an important thing for a modern man to do, I think. No problem with that at all.
Thank you so much for that, you troll.
You know you love it, really. Who doesn't? I mean, how impressive to watch, a modern gentleman just tidying up in his little workspace. I think it's a great thing to do. Are we ready? Shall I press the old VT? Get the video going.
No, if you just hold fire for a couple more minutes here.
Okay.
I'm just going live. I'm just putting the tweet out that we're going live now with the LunaCast. Games Quest. So this should be a bit of fun. Oh, that is deciding not to do that.
Very pretty. I just had a quick sneaky look. It's very pretty.
What's very pretty?
Oh, us in the real world.
Okay. As we do.
Yeah, just had a little look at us live. That's all. Just a little look, as you do.
But, as you do, just to see what we look like.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure the quality was all there, and we've spent millions of pounds on our set. You kind of want to make sure you've got value for money, don't you? You know how it goes. Yeah. So
I just sent a tweet out now.
Excellent. Hello, Wolock. How are you, my friend? Wolock he's a patron. He's one of my team. He's on Team Rokk, the lovely fella that he is, which you can get to at patreon.com/ROKK, by the way. If anybody would like to support Team Rokk, you would be more than welcome. And yes, it's good. I'm developing it. Actually, I've just moved it from my website, so I need to add all the perks. So if you do go and look right now, that doesn't say a great deal, but it will do. I've got too many cameras around me. There we go. That's the one. Can I press the button now?
Okay, you can.
Thank you. It's only because I love it. I do. Hang on. Oh, we've got one of your dodgy links up. Right, here we go. Yep. Cue and run, VT. There we go. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to the LunaCast. Now, as you know, our main show is on Sundays, 2 p.m., 11 a.m. and 7 p.m., depending where you are in the world. But as we promised, we will be doing shows through the week, depending on news. If anything amazing happens, we're still waiting for it all to go live, and to talk about games and stuff as well. So stuff that we think you'll find of interest. So this is what is essentially LunaCast Game Quest, subject to potential name change in the future. And we're going to have a look. We've got some game news, which is good. And we're going to have a look at a couple of games, Dunk, that we know are on the early release list coming to LunaCast, and we've all played. So we thought we'd share our thoughts with that. Firstly, let me just say hello to Duncan. How are you, my friend?
I am brilliant, and it's good to be back here. We've got a wee bit of news here today, which we're going to start off with, then we're going to dive into these games. So, Rokk, how are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, actually. I'm excited to be back. I've been really looking forward to getting back into our LunaCast set, our multi-million pound set that we've had developed here in Hollywood, down at Universal Studios. Liar. But yeah, no, I am really excited. And every day that goes past is another day that we're getting closer to proper early access as well. So, what's not to be happy about? That's what I say.
Exactly. So it's shall we kick off with this piece of news, then we'll dive into the games?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to pull that one up?
Okay. Yep. I will try and do this now. And here we go. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. There we go. The first piece of news is, I'm just going to make this so everybody can hopefully see it who is watching, is we have our first Luna icon on a game trailer. This was the story game trailer for Watchdogs Legion, and this is basically the first sort of game which has came out from since Luna was announced. And there we go at the bottom right hand corner, we have the wee Luna icon. Woo!
There it is. Woohoo! First official Luna icon to be seen on a game. That's really exciting. I know it's people probably thinking, what the heck? But actually, it is when you're a new platform. It just feels like, yeah, we're official now. We're proper grown-ups.
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's just showing that it's actually Luna is actually real. It's not a made-up thing, and it is going to be coming. We have this on a multi-million pound, if not hundreds of millions of dollars game. That it is coming, and looks like it's coming relatively soon with that icon being there.
Yeah, this is Watchdogs Legion, which of course is a brand new title to come up for Ubisoft, or Ubisoft, as I should actually call them their proper name. And this game is coming up, as it says there, on October the 29th. We've not heard that... oops, wrong game there, sorry. We've not heard that it's not coming on the 29th. All that we do know for Luna is that we've got day and date on the brand new Ubisoft games, of which this is the first one.
Yeah, this does not tell us when Luna is coming, because the wording of this was very, very clear on that. There was no release date for Luna. Mm-hmm. It is coming to Luna when the Ubisoft channel launches. So just to reiterate for people, the way Luna works is a subscription model. Yep. So you don't buy games as you go. You will be subscribing to the Ubisoft channel. There's been no pricing, but educated guesses are talking about £13, $15 a month to access that. That seems to be the going rate for it.
That's based largely on Uplay Plus, which currently exists for PC. It's coming soon for Stadia. And again, on that platform, we know nothing at all. But what we do know is that it is definitely coming to Luna as a Ubisoft channel. We know about channels. We talked about those at the weekend. Dedicated channels of one developer's games and potentially a genre in the future as well. So we could have a sports channel, for example, or a Dungeons and Dragons RPG type channel. But these are definitely coming to Ubisoft. This is definitely being released to the wild on October the 29th. And of course, other than that, we don't know a great deal, do we?
Nope. But also when this released as well, we got a tiny bit more information out. The wording which has came out with this is, if you get this edition, if you get the season pass for Watchdogs Legion, you also get access to Watchdog, the complete edition. Mm-hmm. There was one. You've put me off because we were discussing this before the show. There was one. Asterisk. Asterisk was a goal. Asterisk was a grammar mark.
Yes,
it is my Northern Irish is coming off here, and we have trouble with this here.
You know me, I'm a fully paid up member of the grammar police, mate. I mean, that's just the way it works.
Yeah, that and you got me really worked up about actually saying it. So I think I've been psyched myself out. There was one of them.
Asterisk.
Yes, beside Watch Dogs, the complete edition, and it was coming to a completely different platform. So it looks like Watch Dogs, the complete edition, will be coming to the Ubisoft Luna channel when that launches.
In the fullness of time, and that we think I think we know, don't we? It comprises the original Watch Dogs remastered with some extra stuff. I mean, I'm guessing all the DLCs there ever were for it and so on and so forth. And yeah, I think it's safe to assume that you would see at least that on in the Ubisoft channel on Luna. I mean, I would also imagine you'd see Watch Dogs 2 as well. There would be no reason not to. It's pretty much available everywhere anyway. It's been heavily discounted. It was given away at a recent Ubisoft event. You could just log in with your Ubisoft account and you got it for nothing. So I can absolutely imagine that you will get Watch Dogs as the Ultimate Edition, Watch Dogs 2 potentially again as a similar kind of pack with everything in, and of course Watchdogs Legion in its various flavors. Do you think, Duncan, or do you think they would have it as a limited edition?
Watchdogs Legion, are you talking about there?
Yeah.
I think that the wording on the Ubisoft in the press release is it's going to be Ultimate Editions, so that means you get everything. So yes. I would, if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I would say we're going to get the Watch Dogs Ultimate Edition on Luna as part of the channel, because that's going to be one of the ways to hook you in, because you get so much content going forward. So
much. I love Watch Dogs. I've played 1 and 2. I own 1 and 2, in fact. I'll be honest with you, I'm a bit of a Ubisoft fanboy, full stop. I think they're probably my favourite studio. There's little that they do that I don't love, from Assassin's Creed to Far Cry to Watch Dogs and everything in between. So I'm so excited that they will be our first channel with all the stuff that they produce. But Watch Dogs is a great title. Folks, if you're not too familiar with the game, essentially you're sort of depends on an initial character in Watch Dogs 1 called Aiden Pierce, he's a bit of a hacker. So you can hack into tech, take control of CCTV cameras, lights, cars, hack into people's phones and steal from their bank accounts. And you could just go around and randomly do that for fun and build up a huge bank account. But you essentially use all that stuff to progress through the game. Watch Dogs 2 takes it to another level, it's superb graphics. Watch Dogs Legion, which, as we've just said, is due for general release on October the 29th. We don't know yet, as far as Luna is concerned, is set in London, in our very own London, I believe I'm right in saying, Duncan, it'll be a future. So although Duncan revels in saying it's going to be a post-Brexit future, well, all futures of post-Brexit, mate, because it's happening.
Yeah. I think this is a good segue into what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing a number of these shows going forward just to break down the games. And surprisingly enough, our first one we're going to do is Watch Dogs Legion. So, Rokk, take it away there. Sorry for interrupting there.
No, absolutely. I mean, I don't know masses about it. I've watched all the videos. I know the basic premise of all the Watchdog titles, which, as I said, is essentially you can hack into technology. There are some amazing stats about this game. You can pretty much, use any character, any NPC character that you come across in the game and become them, which is just absolutely amazing. So, from a purely volume of opportunities to become different characters, this is going to be something else. The kit that I've seen that you can take over, you can fly around on these kind of gyrocopter drone things. We've also seen, Duncan, we looked at this yesterday, they've already released in a separate press release updates to the game coming a month after release on December the 3rd, which is unbelievable. There's going to be an online world released less than 1 month after release of the main game. So if you imagine, folks, in the same sort of similar vein to Red Dead Redemption or, in fact, Grand Theft Auto, either of those two Rockstar titles, where you can go online into a continuation of the world that you can play in your local game or in the cloud, as we will be, and have a whole other bunch of stuff to do up there. Lots of multiplayer, lots of daily missions, lots of stuff to buy and build up and so on. So that's all coming on December the 3rd, just literally a few weeks after the initial launch of Watchdogs Legion. And I think the reason for that, and Duncan will back me up on this, and it plays into the fact that Deus Ex Macchiato in the chat, and I'll pull this up, actually says, and I think this is the key, out of all the studios at Ubisoft is the one that would definitely work as a subscription. That's 100% correct. So essentially, what they're looking to do is make all their games open world and long-term propositions. In other words, if you keep subscribing, you'll get access to all this ongoing content, and that's key for this. So you can absolutely expect that to be the case. All their big titles, the Valhallas, the Far Cries, the Watchdogs, will become these long-term subscription-based games under this one subscription price. So they're absolutely right. They are perfect to launch with Luna because, of course, that is the model that Amazon are looking to roll out into other studios as well. So yeah, hugely looking forward to this. This and Valhalla, definitely the two big games I've been looking forward to this year. I know everybody's looking at Cyberpunk as the one they want, but for me, these are the two games I'm going to be playing the most.
Yeah, just unfortunately, I do have to back you up here. Like, come on. You've already seen this, even with Assassin's Creed Odyssey there. Even though we got the big, massive expansions, which they're going to be doing with this Watchdogs Legion as well. They're going to have the big DLC. Assassin's Creed Odyssey started pushing out these mini quests, which updated, so you're constantly going back into the game. We are moving towards this with a lot of games. It's games as a service sort of thing, where you keep on going back in and out. You don't have to play them all the time, but they always drag you back in just to do one more mission, one more quest, get this new funky piece of kit. This is the way things are going, and this is why subscriptions and the cloud is going to be brilliant going forward, because you don't have to go out and buy these games over and over again. You can just dip in and out when there's things, and with it being on the cloud, you don't actually have to download them again. If you just fancy playing it up again, you just jump in and away you go. You don't have to worry about all the patching and all the upgrades and all that sort of thing. You can just jump straight back into the game.
I'm sorry, Duncan, I've just brought the banner up. You're absolutely right. Games as a service, GAAS, it's hideous, I know, but that's what it is exactly the model that people are looking to move towards, which is what Amazon Luna are really hooking into. It's not just about cloud gaming. It's about offering these games as a long-term proposition. So the subscription model is precisely, they've hooked right in, I think, to the pulse of future gaming.
Exactly, and you can actually see this. This is going to be one of our topics coming up in our podcast as well. It's what the Amazon's game studios are pushing towards as well. I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to see that they're probably going to end up on Luna at some stage, and the games they're building are, again, these games as a service where you just play and play and play.
Jeff coming to there. Get out of it, Jeff.
It's with the new word? Was it New Words? That's what's the new word.
Yep.
New Word. And the other game has just went out from my head. Crucible. I'm thinking of the other one. Crucible. They're long-term games where you just constantly play. This is where games are going. We're definitely going to get all these single-player games, but the big boys in the market are going for the gas model.
Yeah.
But with Watchdogs, you do have a big, massive single-player game there as well. So you can just sit there and play the single-player content and then just forget about it. They're adding these things at the end just to have you playing it for it a bit more and keep on coming back.
Yeah, I think it's a good clue, isn't it, as well? If they think that they're going to release the first big update 1 month after the release of the solo game, then you can bet your bottom dollar that they're expecting you to at least take a month to complete the main mission, the main campaign, which is a significant chunk of hours. It'll take me longer than a month, that's for sure. The one great thing about most games that Ubisoft develop is if you only do the main campaign, you could probably get it done in a month, but they give you so many side quests and so many little Easter eggs to find and so much kind of alternative content that you can literally, I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey for about 6 months now, and I'm still only about 50% through the darn thing. I promise you I haven't been playing it every day, but nonetheless, you can extend them, and that's just with what comes out in release number 1. Once they start adding in all the additional seasons and the DLCs and the new content, and then they create this new live online world with huge amounts of multiplayer stuff. It's mind-blowing. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, just going back to Watchdogs Legion here. We were talking about Easter eggs, that finally they are sort of confirming Assassin's Creed is part of this universe, because Assassin's Creed is coming to Watchdogs Legions as well. That has been hinted at and hummed at because they've had Abstergo in the original Watchdogs in the game, and now we're getting a full playable mission of sorts for Watchdogs Legion using an Assassin's Creed character. This is, I'm really looking forward to this. I personally, I don't like going into the politics behind games here, but Ubisoft is my favorite publisher for games, and I will be sticking hours upon hours into this game and Assassin's Creed as well when it comes out.
I was so excited, to be honest with you. I was excited about Amazon Luna anyway, as we both were, but I was so excited to see that they were, their launch partner, in essence, would be Ubisoft, for the same reasons that you just said, mate. They are by far my favourite studio in terms of just quantity and quality.
Exactly. Ubisoft have got their formula down to a T now. You know exactly what you're going to get in an Ubisoft game, and if you love them, you know what you're going to do, and you're going to spend hours upon hours into them. I am just really looking forward to this, and we're just weeks away from this coming out. I will be waiting until probably Luna to actually play this. To get it on the channel. But I am so looking forward to playing this.
What do you think? What are your thoughts, Duncan, about when a studio merges two franchises like you just mentioned they're doing with Assassin's Creed, kind of have characters? Because we've also seen, Ubisoft, this isn't the first time they've done that. They do it quite a lot in Breakpoint, for example. Excuse me.
I think you're going to be talking about Sam Fisher going into the
Sam Fisher, but they've done it with other games as well. But yeah, Sam Fisher's the prime one.
I personally like it. I think most people seem to like it as well, because we've had one last week as well, and it broke Twitter when Steve from Minecraft went into Smash Brothers. I love the crossover. But what I really like about the Ubisoft ones is sort of tie it into the actual whole wider Ubisoft universe. Like they're tying the games into each other, and I really, really like that, because it just makes the world feel larger and more complete. I really do like that sort of thing.
No, I totally agree. And Assassin's Creed, of course, I know that the actual games are typically set in a historical point. Well, the current one, the most recent one, obviously, is ancient Greece. Prior to that, it went back to ancient Egypt, and then we've had them set in kind of 14th century Europe, and we've had them in 13th century France, and so on. But of course, the main premise of the game is that it's actually a set of scientists off into the future that are using this kind of ability to time travel to go back. So they can actually have those characters cross into any game at any point in time. They're time travelers. So, you can totally understand, why wouldn't there be an assassin that comes back to, London 2021, 22, whenever the game is set, to assassinate someone that is in the whole kind of arc of Assassin's Creed.
Yep, exactly. I'm just hoping to sort of expand this out and make it a bit more going forward. Unfortunately, it's only going to be in the Watchdogs one unless we get a proper modern day sort of Assassin's Creed or they expand out the modern day
Yeah,
section.
yeah.
But I just can't wait to go on.
No, it's going to be great. Absolutely fantastic. We're looking forward to that one big time, as you can tell, folks. Now, we were going to have a look at a couple of other games that we know are coming on the shortlist. Before we do that, we also had an update in the week on the volume, the amount of games that will be available during early access. Not necessarily day one, but certainly during early access for however long that lasts. Do you want to update the folks on those?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure if we touched on it at the weekend. I can't remember. Everything's
I don't
just
know that we did. I know. Tempest Fugit.
Yep. We're up to 72 games coming to Luna during early access for the Luna Plus channel. What that means, it's they're going to be coming during that time. They won't be all out at lunch, but it's up to 72 games. And we also know the Ubisoft channel is going to have 50 games as well, so that's separate. So that's up to 122 games. So and they're quite wide and varied. So it's going to be fun to see where all this goes because we've already been chatting about what other things could be coming. I think we're going to be touching on that on Sunday's show, aren't we?
Yeah, we'll do more of it on Sunday.
Yeah, where we're going to touch on what other channels we think may be coming.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's the list is growing and it's quite. Personally, I think it's a really good list for a day one service coming out. 72, you've got 72 games listed straight away. You've got 50 games coming from Ubisoft. That's nothing to be sniffed at.
No, 100%. Some of these games, we did run through them again at the weekend and we touched on a few of them, but some of them are absolutely stunning titles. We thought we'd have a quick look at two this evening, largely because I played them relatively recently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that screen and I'm going to bring a new one in, which will actually be one of the games that I'm actually almost finished. I haven't quite finished. Here we go. So this is one of the launch titles, or one of the early access titles, I should say, and it's A Plague Tale: Innocence. Now this is, as I've said, it's a game I've been playing recently over the last few weeks. It's actually been out for a short while. It's a couple of years old, so it's not a brand new game. But it is amazing. I mean, this is, again, just taking a step back to what we were just saying about the kinds of games that Ubisoft do. So you can see why this appealed to me in the first place. It's a strong story, a really nicely written story, strong acting, strong characterization, which is a really important thing for me in any games that I play. Beautiful graphics. I've been playing this on a PC, so it's been a very high res. But nonetheless, I've also played it on 1080p, which will be, the initial launch resolution of Luna, and it still looks absolutely stunning, particularly if you're playing it on your television, of course, which you can do with the Fire Stick 4K. By the way, I've bought the adapter for my Fire Stick, Duncan. I've now got Ethernet ready, so I can plug that straight in when we get access to Amazon Luna. The game is essentially set in, I think it's 13th century France. It's certainly medieval, or just post-medieval France. You've got a bizarre plague that has swept through this particular area of France. And the Inquisition have moved in to essentially try and find out what's going on, I guess. Lots of magic, lots of escape. It's a stealth game, primarily. As you can see here, the idea is to sort of step around your prey or your enemies, your adversaries, rather than just go head on in and try and attack them. The only mechanism that you've really got, certainly earlier in the game, and I won't give away later what happens because that's a bit of a spoiler, but what you have early in the game, for most of the game, is a slingshot, which you can see here, the main character using. What you do get, as the game progresses, are different types of shot, and also some magic that you can use to things like start fires or quell fires, to fire at a knight and get them to take off their armor so that you can bop them on the head with a rock from a distance. But it's a glorious and gorgeous game. The two main protagonists, which is this young lady here and her brother Hugo, there's a nice relationship that builds throughout the game. It's really nice to sort of be part of that throughout the whole process as well. But it's a beautiful game. As you can see, graphically, it's on the money. I think people are going to absolutely love this. And this for me, if I hadn't already played it, would be probably the number one game out of all of the games available under Luna Plus.
Yeah, this game I have had on my list for a long time of wanting to play, but I just haven't got a chance to actually sit down and actually play it. I've just got so many games going on at once, it's unreal, and I need to get my backlog down, and with Luna coming up, my backlog's going to go whoosh!
You've got to always watch your backlog, mate.
yeah, you do. So yeah, this is going to be. I really like these sort of games. I know this has got really, really good reviews. I know you've been banging on about how good it is as well. So I definitely want to give this a try when it comes to Luna.
Yeah, I'm on the last chapter. I'm literally the last boss fight. I hate using that term because it's kind of an old Japanese throwback. But I'm at the last chapter in the whole story. The game, the only thing I would say is if you don't like rats, you may not like this. Rats feature a lot in this game. I don't know that we'll see any in these early scenes, but there are lots of rats and you have to deal with the rats. That becomes, again, I'm desperately trying not to give anything away because I don't want to ruin this for anybody. But my wife hates rats, and there's no way I could play this game with her in the same room. She would be running for the hills. But yeah, I loved it. Can't recommend this more highly. This is definitely one of the hero titles that I'll be launching with Luna in early access.
Yep, it is one of the higher profile titles there. That's not taking away from the other titles which are on the Luna Plus list. There's games for everybody there. It's some games have just got a higher profile, and this is one of the games which has a really bigger sort of profile.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's not taken away from any of the other games when you say hero titles. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this, and I can't wait to get stuck into it.
Yeah, I think the one thing that I like about the entire library of games that are coming is there literally is something for everyone. If you're into sports titles, you've got a couple of tennis games in there and others. If you like shoot 'em ups, you've got some great games. I mean, you've got Metro in there, Metro Exodus. Again, an amazing game, won huge amounts of plaudits when it came out a year or two ago. Gorgeous looking game, great to play, lots of unique features, which I really like when a developer tries to do stuff a little bit differently. It's not just the same look of guns or, the same sort of crafting mechanism. So there's so much in there for so many different tastes. You've got a Sonic game. Who doesn't like a Sonic game? Duncan's getting up to leave, folks. I don't know that he likes a Sonic game.
No, I'm showing I've got a Sonic t-shirt
on. Yes, I didn't see that. Sorry. Yes, everyone loves a Sonic. Can't be bad, can it? So there you go. Plague Tale Innocence. I can't really tell you a huge amount without ruining it because it builds up. Stick with it. The first couple of chapters are really just setting the scene, getting you used to the whole stealth process. It is a game that you can't just race through. You can, but you don't want to. I mean, look at these graphics. You want to explore, you want to soak it all up. And it does, it's nice to see a game that's set in this period as well. You don't typically get those in these kind of 3D games. So yeah, highly recommend this one, folks. A Plague Tale Innocence, which will be one of the early access games coming very, very soon, we hope.
Just add in your wee point here about you don't really see these sort of games usually. This is why the subscription model works because developers can actually take a bit more of a risk if they know it's going to go into a sort of a subscription sort of service, because they won't be they don't have to worry about sales as much if they get added into a subscription one, no matter which one it is. Hopefully this will bring in a dawn of new creativity for developers going forward, and we'll see a bit more, not risks is maybe the wrong sort of word, but more experimentation in games and different settings and things like that.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Duncan. I think, one of the things you have to do if you're going to curate a library of titles like Amazon are doing is you have to make sure that there's a balance, so that you've literally got something for all the various tastes, which means that you get an opportunity to play some games that you wouldn't normally pick up. You just wouldn't. Even if someone said to you, have a play with this, you probably wouldn't do, because you'd have to install it, download the patches, find the space on your hard disk. You don't do that with cloud gaming, folks. You just press a button and play the game. You can try it out because it's all under your $5.99 subscription. If you like it, then you can carry on. If you don't like it, it doesn't matter. It's not cost you any more. The one thing I think that I can take away from the experiences that I've had recently in cloud gaming elsewhere is the amount of games that have become firm favourites of mine that I wouldn't have played if they hadn't have been offered to me as part of a subscription. So, that I think is something that everyone can look forward to.
Yeah, just to add into that, during my time with cloud gaming, that's going back 10 years now, and there were subscription models back then, back in them early days with On Live. I played games for a couple of minutes, did not like them, and then just forgot about them. Then there was games which completely sucked me in from genres I've never actually played before, and it really changed the way I game in some ways. The Darksiders, the original Darksiders, I never played that before, and it was on Live. I just tried that, and I just fell in love with that genre of games, and that because of cloud gaming, because I didn't have to download it, it was part of the subscription. It just sucked me in. This is what we're going to have to look forward to. We're going to have all these games ready to go. Just jump in and play, and you're going to discover things which you've never discovered before, and you're going to fall in love with games which you never thought you would have.
And even taking Ubisoft, the actual channel into account. I mean, I actually didn't like a lot of the earlier Assassin's Creed games. And then I didn't. And then I played Origins, and I fell in love with it. And Origins and then Assassin's Creed Odyssey have become two of my favourite titles. And they've whetted my appetite to go back and try them again, give them another go. Sometimes you just need to spend a couple of hours, don't you, getting to understand the game and the mechanics and the stories and everything. And you suddenly realise what you've been missing out for years. And you can just dip in. You're paying a monthly fee, play whatever you like. It's a whole smorgasbord, a complete buffet of whatever you want to play.
Exactly, and just touching on Assassin's Creed, I think all of them, and I've just put myself on record here now, I think all of them are going to Luna from the very start up to the brand new one. And I'm looking forward to maybe just going through and just replaying from start to finish, because Assassin's Creed is my favourite franchise at this moment in time. Yeah,
I often see you playing Odyssey. It's just a stunning game. I'm in the same boat. I'm absolutely in the same boat. I mean, just recently I've been playing a Plague Tale and Control and some of the other games. In fact, both of those coming to Luna Plus in early access. Amazing games. I mean, amazing games. So yeah, I can't recommend them more highly. So the final game we were going to have a quick look at this evening, Duncan, I'll just pull this up now, is a game called Abzu. Which is another... These guys have kind of made a name for themselves in creating these incredibly relaxing games. They set you off in... There was one called Flower. I forget there's another one that I've played, Journey. And they allow you to just explore and discover and solve. There's no great pressure of time. The music is amazing for Abzu. I'd put it on, but I'm not sure if we get slammed with a copyright notice. I've seen too many of those of late. So we'll just look at these gorgeous, amazing graphics. You're under the sea. There you go. There's a cue for a song. And your I knew you were going to go there. Your character is the one with those amazingly massive flippers. And you just work your way around a gorgeous kind of multicolored, deep sea environment. As you can see here, that this character, I've always assumed it was a girl. Looks kind of female. She's released a little underwater drone. You can have a couple of them at a time, and you actually direct them to help you to solve your way through to other levels in the game. So for example, right there, look, it's a kind of coral door, which the pink thing that's just moved away, you can't get through there on your own, but your drone can, so you use them to take you through these different places. But I'd say the music is amazing on this. It's just beautiful classical piece, very relaxing. Work your way around through these huge kelp forests, and one of the things that I discovered playing this the other day was that you can actually meditate on top of certain rocks. And when you're on top of a rock and meditating, you can choose fishes that you'd like to just kind of accompany around the sea, and there's a massive library of fish, so you can, and they're all genuinely real, in the real world fish. You can sort of, right, that was a pipefish, right? I will fly alongside that pipefish. Sharks, dolphins, porpoises, whales, squid, octopi, the whole lot. They're all in there, and you can just follow them around the sea. So a beautiful, relaxing, casual game. Because, there's not much to it, to be fair. You're just sort of working your way around, coming across all sorts of bits and pieces and solving a few little puzzles. Have you played this one?
No, but I've played the other games. What you're going to find is when we go through this list, I'm going to be playing I've played games which Rokk hasn't, and vice versa. But tonight it's two games which Rokk has played. But but these games are the perfect antidote for being on Luna, because it's games where for this type of game, everybody's game taste is different. I would have to be in the right frame of mind to play this. I wouldn't be a game I would just be. I would want to come home and play. I would have to be switched on in the right mindset to play this, but I would want it in my library. Again, it's the perfect game for a subscription model, because you can just dip in and dip out again. And if you don't like it, you don't have to play it. But I know people absolutely rave about this game, and I am going to give it a try.
Why wouldn't you? And that's the beauty, isn't it? Yeah, you can buy them, and they're relatively inexpensive now. These aren't massive AAA titles, but money's scarce, and we're all struggling today in the world that we find ourselves in. So to have something like this as part of a 70 to 100 plus library of games that you can just casually work your way through, find one that suits your mood, a little bit like going to your music library and thinking, you know what, tonight fancy a bit of Benny Brown, or I like some jazz. Choose your mood music and pop it on. Similarly with these games, choose a game that suits your mood. This is a nice relaxing one after a heavy day at work, or with the family or at school, and just chill out and just enjoy it.
Exactly. That's that. Again, I think we're in the same wavelength for a lot of things, but you put it obviously a lot better than me. I'm just a bit rough around the edges. Shut up. Back in your box. Get back in your box. Yeah, it's that's why I like this sort of thing, and it's again. If you haven't been cloud gaming before, the no hard drive space, no downloads is just totally changes the way you game. You just go, I fancy playing a bit of this tonight, and you don't have to worry about it. You can just go into it. Destiny 2's just had that update. I'm going to jump into Destiny 2 here, and even if you haven't played it in months or a year, you can just jump backwards and forwards through your whole library and just not have to worry.
Destiny 2 isn't on Luna, but that's by the by.
Yeah. Yes, I was just using that as an example because there was a big update there today.
Mate, I'm with you. I've been playing it all week. I absolutely adore Destiny. But yes, exactly that. Excuse me. I've got a bit of a cold. But there you go. That's when I get. It's great when I've got a cold because I get to sit down and play more games. So there you go. Those are the two games that we're going to. We've just thought we'd just do a little review this evening. We're going to widen this out over the coming days and show you more and more of the titles, and some that you may not have even given a second glance to when you've seen them available in stores or even given away, which we think, you will want to, and that's the beauty of having the library to select from.
Exactly. The library is just going to be amazing. You may not like all the games there at the moment, but you will go backwards and forwards between them and you will give them a try just because they're there.
One of the things, Dunk, that I'm quite looking forward to actually is the ability to create playlists with games, which is something that is unique. I've not seen that anywhere else, possibly with the exception of Steam. But certainly Luna is going to have a playlist. So the thing I was saying just now about creating these kinds of games that you want to play for certain moods, create some playlists. Create one where you're really hyper and you want to get some buzzing going on, and one where you want to be a bit more chilled. So you kind of have a chilled playlist. Maybe a playlist of games that you want to play at some point. You just want to bookmark them for yourself for the future, and others that you're already partway through, so that you can quickly jump back into those as well. So having a playlist feature, I think, is great.
Yeah, I think that's going to be class as well. And recently, it just seems to be setting it up for gamers from the outset, so you can just go, this is what I want to play, this is what I want to do now. Yeah. I can't really wait to get stuck into Luna. And again, family sharing from the word go as well. So you've got that.
Yes.
I think
so you can have two controllers playing or two devices playing at any time. You can actually, we discovered today, folks, play with 4 controllers in the same room at the same time for couch play, which is phenomenal. So, look forward to games coming that give you the ability to play with your family in the same room. You can all have a controller. It doesn't even have to be the Amazon Luna controller, and you can play 4 people in one game.
Exactly, and we've already got a couple there. We've got, I think I've seen Overclock 2 is on the list, or
Yep.
Overcooked,
yep.
2, and we've got, I think that there's a couple of games which are family friendly, and the family share. I'm going to tell you this: with being able to stream to 2 devices at the same time with the Luna Plus, someone in my household who shall remain nameless wasn't going to get Luna, but because that's part of it, we are going to get it because she feels, I think that sort of gives it away if you know who I am. Was feeling a bit
the cat.
Yes, the cat was feeling a bit burned out because they didn't want another subscription. But because we're going to be sharing it, it's happy days. I'm going to be playing that now. And that's going to be amazing, depending on what games go on to this. I think we're going to play a load of games together and that. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
We will talk in the future, in future Sunday shows. We will talk about how Luna fits in to the kind of, the current ecosystem of cloud gaming platforms, and why we think it shouldn't be a case of I'm only going to have this one or I'm only going to have that one, and we'll hopefully demonstrate that actually it's something that they can all coexist quite happily, and most importantly, as a gamer, you can benefit from them all. So that's something that I think we're looking forward to talking about in a future show.
Yeah, and another thing we're going to talk about in the future show as well is that, I can't say his name, Leslie Bensigns, who was part of the GTA setup over at Rockstar, is using Lumberyard, which is Amazon's game engine, which has lots of Twitch functionality. So I don't think I don't think it takes a genius to maybe work out that game. I would say is a fair possibility of coming to
GTA 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of many others, but they do other games. I mean, Red Dead for a start.
No, this is his brand new that he's taken. He's taken out from Rockstar, so that could be coming to Luna as well. So that's not Rockstar. He started up his own studio.
I'm with you.
So there could be some tie up to Luna in there as well. There's so much news out there for Luna.
I know.
With hint for the end of maybe Sunday's show when we maybe go into a bit more detail. There's one of the big plays for Luna going forward here is Tokyo, which is Japan. They are selling stuff out there and they are really pushing there, and they're looking to bring out a load of Japanese titles, and they're setting up people out there to go come to Luna, bring your games. So there is actually quite a lot of movement out there, and they seem to be very, very proactive with this.
There's lots we've seen this week, haven't we? We've seen an absolute massive amount of job vacancies at Luna. They are scaling up big time.
And not just Luna, it's the actual game studios as well.
Yeah.
And again, Amazon are in this, as some of the articles that went around Twitter today, Amazon are in to win the gaming market, so they are going to be investing big money, and we've already seen that they've been investing big money with their game studios, with the Lord of the Rings, grabbing the license to that. They've also got the names went Smilegate RPG, which is making games. They've tied up the license for that as well, so they are making big moves in plain sight, and I think a lot of people are actually underestimating this. Something we've maybe touched on before is I think Amazon are actually downplaying how big I think Luna is going to be for them going forward. I think they're keeping expectations pretty low so they meet them and maybe exceed them, and basically come and work being a complimentary sort of service here. You come here for a subscription, but I think they've got their heads screwed on here, and they actually see the big picture here, and they're just trying to gradually build up. There's my big rant.
No, it's amazing. The more and more we talk about Amazon Luna, the more excited I get. Duncan, I think we've probably exhausted our games chat, our quest for tonight. We're starting to move off into territory that we want to kind of restrict for our Sunday show, which is can't help it, folks. We're super excited, and hopefully between now and Sunday, appreciated there's only one more working day, but who knows what news is coming? Who knows? So, folks, do please join us on Sunday. It's 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, and 7 p.m. in the UK, and of course additional hours depending where you live in the world. But it is the Lunacast. It is the first and the most watched Luna podcast, so we really appreciate that, folks. We're chuffed to pieces with the interest that we've had since we've only been going for 1.5 or maybe now 3 episodes when you look at this current one. We've got so much more to bring. As we've said before, the minute that early access goes live, we will bring you live stream from a myriad of folk that we know that are all lined up and ready to go live the second that happens. So we'll have loads more stuff to bring your way. So please do join us on Sunday, and we'll have lots to talk about. We'll be keeping our head in the cloud and our eyes on the moon. Say goodbye, Duncan.
Goodbye, Duncan.
Goodbye, and we're out.
Come on, Rokk.
And we're back. I know, I'm sorry. There's a massive pause at the end of it. I killed it off. So this is our little chatty bit, isn't it? This is the kind of post-show bit where we just have a kind of an AMA, FAQ, chit-chat with the chat. Duncan, you got very dark. Have you just suddenly gone to a black screen on your laptop?
Yes. Is that better? Whoa.
Oh, no, that's it. You ain't getting your bleeding Luna now, mate.
Yeah.
Just smashed the missus's favourite piece of china.
Yes. Just just to put this out here, the Dustin has put a question here for us. I'm just going to try and bring it up on the screen here. Just give me one wee second here. I think it's a very good question here. Sorry we couldn't get during the show. I just don't think it would have fitted in during the show. But we're going to be doing this every time we do that. Do this. We're going to have our post show sort of talk. Did that work there? There we go.
There you go. So you got a little tweet. Okay.
We got a tweet from the LunaCast as well.
We did. Sorry, I meant you've got a little tweet, as in one that you're showing us. But yes, it was obviously at the LunaCast. In fact, I should have that on my thing, shouldn't I? It shouldn't say at Cloud Rocks. It should say at the LunaCast.
Yes.
Right. My mistake.
So Shadow made a great point about Luna in Phantom UFC's that's Chase's Discord. Crazy idea. Guys, but I think invites are going to be sent starting Tuesday, Prime Day, and that's the same day as Apple's announcements. What if they show off Luna running on the iPhone 12? I think that's a brave, good shout there, because of their relationship. Because they must have got the go ahead off Apple to say it's running on Apple, because they must have been in communication. So there might be something there. Could we see it going on Apple TV as well?
Oh, yes. Well, could it though? Can they run progressive web apps on Apple TV? They don't need to. The issue, of course, is iOS. There's no reason at all why you can't have a native OS X app running, and I think that the Apple TV can run OS X apps. So, they could have a native OS X app anyway. It's purely iOS where the issue exists, i.e. iPhone and iPad.
Yeah, I think that's a brave shout there, and I what makes that believable? Because you wouldn't actually rule that out. I could see that happening. This is how we're going into cloud gaming, and you scratch our back, we're going to scratch yours, because they've got a mutual sort of understanding there. They may not like each other, but there's a respect there between the two companies.
I don't think they step on each other's toes, Duncan, do they? I mean, one is a market for the other, if you think about it. Amazon sells Apple kit. They are essentially a customer, a reseller of Apple equipment. So it's not as if they are competing at that level. I would not see them necessarily as a competitor. I know they have Prime Video, which you could argue competes, but I think Apple are going down a different direction. I don't, if you saw the recent Apple event where they essentially are taking all their whatever's as a service and pulling them all together into one package for £15 a month. So you've got your music, you've got your video, you've got your games as a one-off package. And I think, that's essentially where Amazon are probably aiming with their content as well, under a unified Prime heading.
Yep, it's going to be interesting to see anyway. I know I'm going to be watching that probably next Tuesday. If I got anything on next Tuesday, let me think. I'm like, I've got so many stupid things going on.
No, I don't think. I think you do some game streaming on a Tuesday.
Yep, 9 o'clock. Speaking of game streaming,
you got one tonight as well, have you?
And no, I've cancelled that for tonight. I'm doing a complete thing on Monday, so check out on Monday. I decided not to do it tonight because I've got too many things going on in my head, too many thoughts going on, and just overthinking everything. With Holt, Holt, yes, I've already got that in mind. Grid is on the list because Grid is there, and I think everybody enjoys the Grid play-alongs because they're just good crack. And do you think we should invite Kelly to it? That's the question.
No.
No.
Don't tell her that I said that. My life wouldn't be worth living. I like that it's called Lun's Cast. That's we put a G in there, we could make it medical, couldn't we?
Yes.
But yeah, absolutely. We really want this show to be, cover and do everything that's Luna. So we'll do play-alongs, we'll do crowd. I mean, you've only got to see the existing features with Twitch, let alone what's going to be coming when Luna actually properly launches and its integration with Twitch. The The crowd choice integration of Twitch for Baldur's Gate 3, for example, is stunning. So, we want to explore with all, we will want to explore all of that stuff and show it off as well in the show. So yeah, 100%. It won't just be Grid. It'll be anything that, that we can play with you guys or just play in show.
Yeah, what I'm looking forward to maybe doing, which one of my bold predictions, but we're not trying to put on the shows, but we're trying to be down the line when we're doing the podcast.
Educated speculation.
Is the Pac-Man game. I'm looking forward to seeing if that is going to be on Luna. If you haven't seen that, that is a game, basically, you make your own levels and people join in and play them and all that. I think that will be class on Luna here. I'm just really, really excited because I think we showed off the Baldur's Gate stuff on Twitch, and I think it blew people's minds how far advanced that is out there going into things. And you have to think that some of that is actually going to be going on to Luna as well. And the Twitch jump in, or whatever it's the terminology, and that has to be going to Luna as well, where you're watching a Twitch stream and you can just jump in. That has to be coming to Luna at some stage. A lot of these features I don't think are coming anywhere near the launch, but I think they're going to be longer term goals.
Do you think, Duncan, that there will be just one, look, it's on, early access, off we go? Or do you think it's going to be, we're going to see pockets of people saying, oh, I've just been granted access to it, and we'll see it kind of roll out over days and weeks?
I think they're going to do the rollout, unfortunately. I think they're going to try and manage it. I may be wrong, because if you don't put your thoughts out there, you're never wrong. But I think I think we're going to see probably a managed rollout of it. I think we're going to get some people in the US, and they might open up the different markets as well, just to see what the other, and then just start building up slowly but surely. I think there is going to be a bang where they're going to allow a load of people on. So yeah, I don't think we're that far away from it. The truth be told, I'm hoping we're going to find out that some people have got it soon.
Yeah, I think we are. I mean, I think I said to you the last couple of days, there's suddenly been a ramping up of general tweets, not just from Amazon Luna, but also from the studios that have some of those early access games, which, I didn't see them, not that I was necessarily looking, but I didn't see them active around the initial announcement, which is now a few weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. But in the last few days, I've seen them saying, oh, we're really excited that we've got our game in for early access and so on and so forth. So I maybe I'm just being a bit happy about this, but I kind of think it's going to be opened up soon. We've got Prime Day coming up in, a week? So, I kind of think it's going to happen before then.
Yeah, I'm hoping we do hear something before then, and Prime Day maybe opens, or the day or two after. I do think we're going to get it pretty quick, and then they'll give it a week or two, and then we might get the Ubisoft channel drop. And I don't think I think the Ubisoft channel is going to drop relatively quick. I don't think we're going to be waiting about 6 months or a year for it. I think we're going to get it within a month.
Well, the games are ready. There's no question of that. The porting process for Luna is a heck of a lot easier than other platforms. So there's no question that they're ready to go. It's only being held back for either logistical or marketing reasons. So yeah, I tend to agree. Of course, Ubisoft have got a busy month and a few weeks coming up. And we've got, as we've already said, we've got Watchdog Legions on Watchdogs Legion. Watchdog Legions or Watchdogs Legion. Anyway, that's coming up on the 29th for most places. Then not a million miles later after that, we've got Valhalla, and then we've got Phoenix Rising. So, in a relatively short space of time. So their windows to dedicate marketing for launching the channel, and they will want to. They'll want to at least wrap a few days around a push. They won't want to necessarily overlap any of the big sales pushes either. So, their window for launch is narrow.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be really interesting, and I love this. We've got everything going on.
It's amazingly exciting, isn't it?
we've got everything going on at once. We've got Luna launching, we've got Uplay Plus coming to maybe a couple of different places at once. We've got the new consoles, we've got Cyberpunk, we've got the games. It's just absolutely brilliant this time. It's like a perfect storm. I honestly can't see anything like this happening again in gaming. We've got two consoles launching. We've got a new cloud service going. Wow, it's just like
I know. Everybody says it's the greatest time ever to be a gamer, but I genuinely can't remember a more exciting time. It's like Christmas. Christmas starts at the end of this month and goes on for like 3 months.
It's just absolutely brilliant. I just can't remember anything like this before. Just console, big game.
Platform. Yeah.
And everybody moving to the cloud and subscriptions and everything. And Holtz just mentioned there about VR cloud service will be the next push. VR cloud will be the next push. And we've got, just remember, Oculus Quest 2's out next week as well.
Now, why are you excited about that, Duncan? Can I ask?
Someone may be getting that, and that is going to be that. Exactly, Director as well. We've forgot about the PC space, the new processors, the new graphics cards. Everything's just like squeezed into like a couple.
We need it, don't we, in our world right now? I mean, let's face it, for so many reasons, it's not the greatest time to be alive. And yet, there's all these shiny baubles to take our minds off things, which is nice, particularly if you're into gaming, of course.
Yep, there is. It's just an amazing time here. We're weeks now away from the start of it. And
we are indeed. Is there nothing between now and the 29th of October that I've forgotten?
Quest is next week.
Quest.
Oculus Quest 2 is.
Oh, your Oculus. Okay, yeah. Have you got the first one?
I do. Yeah, it's class.
Because the new one is it's more of a refresh, isn't it, than a massive hike?
It's a refresh. It's up the pixels, and it's just like a gradual thing.
You've kind of got a different band, haven't you? You sort of pull it tight rather than kind of.
It's a different type of strap.
Yeah,
but it's like a iPhone. Whatever iPhone 10 to an iPhone 10s. It is an upgrade.
Yeah, good.
It's that sort of one. Yes,
what's the resolution per eye on that then?
I haven't a clue.
Because this was always the thing that I struggled with my Sony, my PlayStation VR headset. Was you're talking the sort of 720p. In fact, I think it was less than that. It was like 300 and something per eye that made 720p. So everything was just so potato. And plus, it made me feel a bit ill, to be fair. But I think I need that at least 1080p in each eye.
Yeah, you do. I think it's as Risker said in the chat. I do remember saying something about it's 4K. It's a 4K panel this time.
Oh,
wow. With VR, you have to get your VR legs. It's called. You just need to go into it and just start using it.
Your VR legs.
Your VR legs. Like your C legs. It's VR legs. You just need to build up. And Holtz, Kelly is actually wanting me to do some VR stuff. So she may be tipping me you can see me flailing about.
Nice.
So I've got a couple of titles I want to get, and yes, I'm going to get a scary game so you can hear me squealing like a little gargoyle.
I played Resident Evil 7 on mine. That was quite scary with the thing right in your face. But the reason I don't play mine anymore isn't because I necessarily felt icky. It's because the thing went up in smoke. I could smell smoke. I took it off and it was coming from the power pack. So I quickly unplugged it and shoved it in a box, and I haven't taken it out again since.
Yeah, it's. I have to say this for the Quest. the Quest is probably the original Quest was probably a bit under the PlayStation VR. Yes, I've got that too. I just have to have all the shiny new stuff.
I know.
But playing on the Quest is a completely different thing because you've no wires. You just run about and you can just duck and dive. It just brings VR to the next level.
Oh wow!
The next
So so what is it? Wi-Fi then? How does the signal get to the?
It's built into it.
Okay.
Yes, so it's just a VR thing, and you just got wireless controllers as well. So you've just got that.
So it's not like a massive backpack or anything, like those VR centers that they launched all over the world.
It's basically just wearing your PlayStation VR. It's probably lighter than that, and you can then take it off. And you can link it to your PC as well if you want to go for your PC. If you want to up things,
I've got the Oculus for Samsung. I think it's for Samsung, where I've got to put my my phone into it, and that worked quite well. I mean, I would say resolution-wise, I've still got it. Resolution-wise, that was at least as good as the PlayStation, because you're playing mobile games effectively.
Yeah, that's what it's sort of. It's not mobile games per se. It's a step up. It's a step up from them, but it's just truly remarkable. Super Heart is absolutely brilliant. And you just
but that was a VR game originally, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Yeah. Okay.
But the best thing about Super Hard is that when you're playing it, you have to like turn around. You actually fully turn around and throw things and like that. So,
see, that's the thing, because I've struggled playing it in 2D, and I think that's because it was genuinely designed for VR, and I can see how it could be. Simple graphics, but effective. A high contrast because it's kind of red and white, isn't it? I mean, there's no in between. And as you've said, everything is happening here and over there and around the corner. So you're having to be aware of all that kind of what's going on in the world around you. Whereas when you're 2D, it's just there. You spin your character around, and I don't get the same buzz that I think I would if I had that headset on.
It's definitely worth checking out. So it is. As his director and Holzer, Kelly would probably do that. As his director said, this is actually going to get into the VR in the cloud. You can actually use the virtual desktop with Shadow, so you can actually use your Shadow machine to do VR, and people are actually seeing promising results with that, where it's actually playable. It all depends where you are. I think it would make me sick just where I am with Shadow because of the latency on it, because I'm slightly too far out because I can't use my webcam on Shadow because it's too high, so that would probably make me sick. But it is something to work out. And this isn't me slagging off Stadia here, by the way. I think we can rule out VR going to Stadia for a while because Daydream has been nuked on by Google. It's been killed by Google.
What's Daydream?
That was their VR system they were using with their phones. So I think,
but they have been advertising for VR developers for Stadia games and entertainment, though. So I think maybe in the future.
Maybe in the future, but I think it's going to be on the back burner for a while.
Yeah, I can't remember what the resolution of the new Sony VR headset is that they're launching with the PS5, but I know someone that was working on it said it's a massive leap forward from the current one.
I don't think it's been announced as yet what is happening.
I'm sure he was saying it was just ridiculous pixels, and because of course that's kind of married to the PS5. I mean, I think they've done stuff to make it less cabley, but I don't think you're not going to whack your PS5 in a backpack and run around the room. So there's a connection there, but of course that allows them to have that much higher quality resolution and higher level of gameplay.
Yeah, it's it's just really exciting. It's just everything is just going off at once.
Yeah, man, so excited. so excited. You just, as you've said, you've got so are you getting it day and date, the Oculus, or is it a later coming to you for Christmas kind of malarkey?
Have a guess.
Day and date, I know you.
A bit of both.
Yeah, it's a kind of early Christmas prezi.
Yes, it's an early Christmas present.
Good on you. Good on you. Why not celebrate? You work hard, mate.
She keeps on saying yes. I'm going to hide it away, but then she actually wants me to play it.
Yeah, of course she does. She's as bad as you are.
Yes.
See, now my wife has zero interest in tech and zero interest in gaming, so I don't have those kinds of conversations.
Yeah, but if you ask me what am I most excited, I'm really, really, really excited for the Oculus Quest 2, but I am extremely excited about Luna. It's just I just want to see where this goes, because it is. I can just see a big path where they're going, and everything seems to be all hooked up, and they all seem to be pulling in the same direction. Yeah. I think the VR is going to be brilliant, and I can't actually wait to the Facebook Spaces actually gets launched. It looks like it's going to be the Oasis, or the starting of the Oasis, but with the VR or with the cloud gaming space, I just want Luna to really, really kick off.
Yeah, do you know what I'm most excited about, apart from the games, obviously, is the all the different tech that they've built in to integrate with Twitch. You know, because we've already had a taste of that with Hyperscape and Baldur's Gate. I played New World from Lumberyard, which and actually Crucible. I played them both. They're two big titles, and they bowled me over. I mean, particularly New World, but then they pull it away again, and they're hiding it till next year. But I can only imagine. I mean, that's bound to come to Luna, and I can only imagine, because it is an RPG. I mean, you know, there is stuff there that you could interact with people streaming with them. So I can only imagine the level of fun we're going to have with games on Twitch.
Yeah, and again, it's going to be daft, but I think that Pac-Man game could be a hit, a real big, massive hit.
Do you know it's coming to Luna, or are you just hoping?
It's an educated guess.
Okay. What's it called?
I'll put it.
Go on, you pull it up. I was going to do that, but if you know where it is.
It is the reason why I'm thinking it's coming is because it's basically a Twitch game.
Right. Okay.
Where are we here? You know how stupid I am at this sort of stuff. It takes me about 6 years to get this up and going here.
Yeah, Resurrector. I mean, that's a good question, isn't it? The thing that I think we can be fairly safe on is that they're not doing a lot of individual title deals. A lot of their work right now will be based around bringing those channels in. One or two big games maybe, and then a lot of independents. As I said, I think I said it on Sunday, you know, right now being an independent studio must be amazing. You must have all these people knocking on your door, you know, courting you because they need content on their platforms. So yeah, I think, yeah, it's an amazing time to be a developer. So here we go. What have we got here? It's Pac-Man. It's exactly like Pac-Man.
Does it look exactly like Pac-Man?
Yeah, well, unless you're seeing something I'm not. I can see, it's not quite your average map, but there's a load of dots and a Pac-Man in it.
That's exactly it. You make your own maps.
Ah, okay. Well, that would excite me for about 15 minutes. But I can do all that in Photoshop.
Yeah. You build your own maps, you play your maps, you share them with your mates to see if you want to get them to beat your scores and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it may not be the most exciting, but I think this is a hint of what should be coming to Luna. So you start building that up and stuff like that. Or you can
Maze Creator.
Yeah.
Ah, so what's? I suppose the Twitch integration is, here's my map, play with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can just play the other.
You kind of you would kind of think it might be. I don't know. You know, the thing at the moment that I'm just not sure about is what how much they want to invest in Luna Plus versus how much they want to promote and expand the channels. So, until I know differently, I don't think we should get too excited about, there's all these games that we know are coming in the future. That imagine if they were all on Luna, because that may not be their model. They've said, we're not going after big exclusives. We're not chasing the AAAs. We're looking to put a different model together. You subscribe, you get a chunk of games, but you also get, these channels as well. So I think
Oh, sorry. I think they're going to be going like the Game Pass model. I think we're going to get Luna Plus will probably get some games like that where they're going to buy some studios. I think the Amazon studio games are nailed to go into Luna Plus.
Yes, 100%.
So if they go out and buy like let's pick someone who a Deep Silver or THQ, whatever they're called now, them ones who have been just munching up all studios. If they buy them, I think all them games will go into like Luna Plus sort of thing. I think that's the model we're going to. I think it's going to be the one who strikes first here.
Resurrector raises another good point here. I think they'll populate Luna Plus by picking one or two titles. I mean, I think from publishers' channels, I think it's fairly... I could absolutely see a situation where there would be some content from the publishers, because it's a little bit like have a little taster of what you could get in our channel. And, here you go, you can now subscribe to the full channel and get some of that as well. I also think they're going to be doing deals within the channels, and again, purely speculation. But I think, there will be situations where, for example, you could buy Valhalla on the Amazon.com store, either as a physical or not, as a digital, and also then have access to it via your cloud gaming subscription at Luna. I think there's a whole ton of things that they could do, and I'm sure all of them are being thought through, explored, or ready to roll. I could see that kind of thing happening.
And that job listing, which I think we're going to talk about on Sunday, would sort of indicate that as well, where they're saying they're going to be going out to developers, come publish your games on our store here, and you've got full access to it. You can do whatever you want, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it's again, we're a bit more informal here when we actually talk about this. We'll go into the proper nailed on sort of thing.
Yeah. We're just having our little chat with our friends.
Yes.
Talking of which, I am going to go and have my dinner, Duncan, because I haven't had it yet.
I just want to say thank you for everybody for joining us here.
Yeah.
And if you haven't subscribed, hit subscribe there and just follow us on the LunaCast on Twitter as well.
Yeah, thanks, guys. We're really looking forward. Sorry?
I was going to say it really means a lot to both of us that everybody's here talking with us.
Yeah, massive. It is huge. I know that we're all excited. It's another platform. It gives us an opportunity to do more gaming, which is a thing we all love. But for us to be able to cover a new platform as well, and to genuinely share our excitement and news as it comes up is big for us. So thank you, guys. Thank you very, very much indeed. Just befits me to once more remind you that the big show, the LunaCast show, episode 2, is this Sunday. I don't think we'll be coming back between now and then, unless, of course, something very exciting happens. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. And we will see you all on Sunday.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Take care, everybody. Cheers, Duncan. Speak to you guys soon.